Thank you for checking out Geeked Up Paranormal podcast clips. Make sure you go over to the main channel, Geeked Up Paranormal, to check out the podcast in its entirety. The link will be down in the description. So, the haunted doll of the week is going to be Robert the Doll. I'm going to let Bree here explain.
You can cut in anytime. Anyways, there's two stories about how he obtained the doll. So one was he got it from his grandfather from Germany, from a famous toy store.
The Stiff Company.
Yeah.
Manufactured by the Stief Company.
It was also famous for a teddy bear, wasn't it? A teddy bear at that time.
I think so, yeah.
Anyways, or it came from his servant, handmade it for him.
For Eugene.
Yeah, but they don't recall what the bear was wearing before. But the famous sailor outfit came from Eugene. He used to wear it when he was younger.
Okay.
Did you read that note?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Okay. So, also, I don't know if it was because the maid was fired or not, but supposedly voodoo goes along with it. She casted a voodoo spell on it, and that's how it started changing. Because they didn't really say when it started manifesting and doing things. There's two theories. One was the voodoo, and then the second one is sources say that the doll was bought haunted, or that Otto himself projected supernatural powers onto the doll by blaming his childhood accidents on the wrongdoings of Robert.
So Otto is Eugene Robert Otto.
Yeah.
Otto is pretty much Eugene, and he gave the doll
Robert.
His middle name, Robert.
Yeah.
So the doll went by Robert, Eugene went by Eugene.
Or Otto, yeah. So the first incident of things started being different was there was one night Otto woke up with Robert sitting at the end of his bed with his beady eyes staring back at him, and moments later the rest of the house awoken and the furniture in Otto's room was completely flipped over and knocked over, and he was freaked out.
And they say Robert's supernatural abilities is to, him moving, changing his facial expressions, making giggling sounds. Some visions of the legend claim that a young girl of, so the maid or the servant is of Bohemian descent.
Yep.
That they suspect gave Robert the doll instead of getting it from the Stief Company.
But they also say that that Eugene himself could have made him the way he was by constantly blaming all the wrongdoings on him, so created him to have this dark aura and this bad, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's kind of like Eugene was the good kid and Robert was the bad kid.
And so the doll now sits at the East Martello Museum in Key West, Florida. And they say that people continues to write back to Robert the doll because they didn't ask for the picture, and they pretty much disrespected Robert the doll, and the doll causes them to either get in they have bad luck from there. They get in a car wreck, or broken bone, divorce. They have bad luck from there, so they'll write in and tell Robert they're sorry so they can quit having the bad luck. There's even been reports of Robert causing death upon someone for disrespecting him or taking a picture that he didn't give him permission for.
There's also a room started that he likes candy, so they send in a lot of candies and other things that
Yeah.
We can't say on here. But
So, moving on to Nuke's top 5.
I actually had a fun fact.
Alright, well, tell me a fun fact.
Corey Converter. I'm going to murder the last name. So, Corey is the museum's curator. And she, every year, Robert gets a yearly checkup where they check his weight and the wood wool that he's made out of, just to make sure that the Florida weather isn't affecting him in any way.
Yeah, so
I just thought that was a fun fact.
So he don't deteriorate or diminish.